Welcome back. Of course, still a lot of questions this morning after that major election shakeup. Of course, President Joe Biden announcing he is dropping out of the 2024 race and then endorsing Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee. And Professor Stephen Caliendo joins me this morning to talk all about it. Thank you so much.
It's good to be with you.
It's amazing. History repeating itself. We're watching it unfold. We saw a sitting president pull out of a race for re-election in 1968. Of course, we're talking about Lyndon Johnson. And then that same year, the DNC being held here in Chicago, it was a chaotic one. And so with us approaching the DNC in August, what do you see happening here?
Yeah, and it's really important. After that 1968 DNC that was so contentious and, of course, so many problems in Grant Park, that's when there was a commission set up. And after that, that's when states started to have popular elections for the delegates. So people are asking, wasn't Biden already the nominee? He was not already the nominee. He was the presumptive nominee. It's the delegates at the convention typically do the voting. Now, this may be a little bit different this year because we may have the vote happen online prior to the convention, so it may be in the next week or so, but things are going to happen very quickly in the next couple of days.
So certainly a lot of lessons learned in 1968. And of course, still a lot up in the air. Kamala Harris, have to talk about her. What do you believe her chances are of becoming the nominee?
I think they're very good, and partly because she has worked the phones yesterday afternoon. Her surrogates were certainly out on all the media stations endorsing her. And singing her praises. We also know that she has access to a lot of money. That is the money that was raised from the Biden-Harris ticket. She has legal access to that money in ways that other candidates who might throw their hat in the ring in the next couple of hours or days would not have. And so I think she's certainly the front runner at this moment.
And speaking of other potential candidates, we have to talk about Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, of course. How do you see his chances so far?
Well, I think it's a long shot for anybody other than Vice President Harris. But we are going to be talking about, she has to pick a vice presidential candidate, and J.B. Pritzker is on that list as well. A lot of folks think picking a Midwesterner, picking a man will look to add some balance to the ticket. And so, it's a possibility. I think that there's other people that are being considered as well that may have a different kind of approach. People don't vote for vice president. I think we all know that. But it is sometimes important to have a state represented on the ticket. Illinois is not a state that the Biden-Harris ticket was worried about winning, and it won't be the state that Kamala Harris is worried about winning either.
Good point. Now, I know the focus is elsewhere right now, but, we took a look back at President Biden's career. What a long career, so much accomplished, so many ups and downs. What do you see his future being, ending his political career?
Well, I would imagine he'll be on the campaign trail for whomever ends up being the nominee. Certainly, if it's Vice President Harris, he's endorsed her. He endorsed her just moments after dropping out of the race. He will be out on the campaign trail in whatever capacity I think that folks think it's helpful. He was very popular. I mean, he wasn't real popular with donors toward the end. A lot of people were worried about whether he was going to be able to have the strength to run, but a lot of people really like him, and so he's not going to just disappear into the background. I think he'll be very active in the next couple of months.
Professor Caliendo, great perspective. Thank you so much for waking up early with us this morning and being here. Great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Wonderful. All right, Alicia, we'll turn it over to you. How are we looking in our forecast?
Not too bad.